This is gonna be a serious pod talking about things that happened. Did you just hit your head with the mic?
I hit my nose with it.
Great.
That's gonna make another lot of noise.
That's gonna be a red card, sir.
We
I-
don't. We can bend the rules, but we can't break them.
Yeah. So we're gonna actually talk about something that happened second half, early second half, Ralph. Early second half. Goalkeeper for Atleti kicked it over.
Athletic. Oh yeah.
Okay. Goalkeeper kicked it to his center back. Center back grabbed it with his hand, kicked it back to his goalkeeper. All while the referee is watching this happen, already blew the whistle, and nothing was called. Okay, and the game went on, and they went to VAR and said, "Oh well, because it
I
has
don't
nothing
think they
to
went
do."
to VAR.
No, but I'm saying after the game, VAR. This is what they said, that because it wasn't like indirectly affecting the game, that they let it go.
And it wasn't a scoring situation.
Yeah, scoring
A scoring opportunity. Or,
yeah,
They said it's
No
because
pressure.
there was no pressure.
Yeah,
there.
no
That's
pressure,
why.
yeah.
yeah.
okay, and this was all while Atleti was up 1-0, and they said that it wouldn't have changed the game. That's everything that I know.
Had the red card already happened?
Yes,
Okay.
because I said afterwards, I said this would have been fine because then would have made the two teams almost come back to square one again.
Yeah.
But I want to throw it out to you, Ralph. What do you think about the whole situation? Do you think it was, do you agree with the refs? Do you agree with Atleti saying that like it wasn't a red card or a penalty?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that it depends on who you root for. Like if you're an Athletic fan, you're like, no, that's not a red card. There's no penalty.
What if you're not an
No, yeah, that's where I'm
Athletic
going
fan
with it.
or a Barcelona
Yeah,
fan?
so if you're a Barcelona fan, you're like, well, that should be a penalty.
But what if you're neither?
If you're a neutral,
Mhm.
it has to be a penalty.
Mhm.
Like Thierry Henry said,
Mhm.
the whistle blew.
Mhm.
The referee's looking right at him, and he said, okay, game on, blew the whistle.
Mhm.
Your goalie kicks it, you touch it with your hand, it's a penalty. You can't do that.
It's a red card and
Red
it's
card
penalty.
and a penalty.
Because it was a double yellow, right? 'Cause
Yep,
he was
double
already
yellow.
on his first yellow.
That's what Hansi Flick was saying. It becomes a red because that would be a second yellow. It'd become a red and a penalty.
Right.
Mhm.
And at that point, if Barcelona makes a penalty,
Mhm.
you have a 1-1 game and you're playing 10 versus 10.
Yep, exactly.
It would have been a totally different game. Totally different game. So for anybody that says, oh, well, that play wouldn't have affected the game,
Mhm.
it would have changed the game completely.
Who said it wouldn't affect the game though? Someone did talk about it at the end of the game.
Was it Christina Uncle?
Yes, that was her explanation that it wouldn't have affected the game, so it's not, there was no pressure, so it really didn't matter. And I'm like,
Right. And my problem with that is that, she comes on the screen and it says she's a analyst. You know?
advisor.
It says analyst at rules analyst. That's what it said.
Mm-hmm.
So if she analyzes the rules,
Mhm.
then she must go with the rules. And at another point, she told Henri, "No, you can't. You can't say when or when not to use the rule. It's in black and white. It's a rule. It's written. You got to go by it."
Yeah.
Now she did a complete 180, and she's like, "Oh well, it's open to interpretation. It's common sense." It's like, who says you have common sense about football? You've never played the game.
Yeah.
You've never reffed the game.
Yeah.
You've never coached the game.
Mm-hmm.
So for her and for the guy on the sidelines, I forget his name, I don't remember, for them to, in their face to Hansi Flick and Thierry Henry,
And laughing, almost
yes,
like
almost
jokingly.
laughing and joking, and
yeah,
and-
it's like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. It's like,
no, they
it
said
is,
they
yeah.
said it's common sense.
yeah.
Like, who are you to tell them,
Mm-hmm.
a coach and a player who have not watched, they have both won
Mm-hmm. At the highest
Champions
level.
League trophy.
Yeah.
They have multiple trophies.
Mhm.
And who are you to laugh in their face and say, "Oh, you have to use common sense"?
Mm-hmm.
They've played the game. They've been around and
Yeah.
they've seen everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Thierry Henry went to, I believe it was last year. There was a Premier League game, and the same thing happened. And
Mhm.
I think they
Villa.
did give the penalty, right?
Yeah, they did. Villa It wasn't actually last year. It was earlier in Champions League this year.
Oh,
Villa
I thought it was a
versus
Premier League game. He's talking
no,
about.
it was a Villa versus Atalanta game, and they brought up the highlight back, and it was Tyron Mings.
Oh, right. It was a
Yeah,
goal. Yeah, I did see that.
Mings. They first went to Emmy, went to Mings. He did the exact same thing. They called it was a yellow, like they said, and then they had the penalty, and Atalanta scored it. Later on, they finished the game 1-1. So, and that's how the game finished. And there wasn't a big uproar from Villa fans being like, "Well, that can't be a pen. That's crazy. There's no pressure." They were like, "Mings is an idiot. He's our player, but why would you do that? You knew it was gonna be a penalty." They didn't say. That's why I think it's crazy that like Athletic fans are saying like, "Oh, well, that's not really a pen." Like Villa knew, like they didn't get mad at the ref for calling that. They got mad at their player for being like, "You should know better,"
Right. And back then, I think Thierry Henry was like, that shouldn't be a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Oh, it's the rules."
Mm-hmm.
And now she completely did 180 and said, "Oh, well, you got to look at the situation. There's no pressure."
Yeah, it's all situational now.
Yeah, it's all
She's saying.
situational. And why is it situational? You are an analyst. You know the rules. You gotta abide by them. They're in black and white, like she said. God, I just had something else for you, but go ahead. Cause,
You want me to jump to Jazz a little bit?
because I think when you said something, I forgot about it. So let's see what you got to say about that.
About that should
no
have been
call.
a penalty. First of all, double yellow should be a red. So 10-man penalty. They score 1-1. But after the game, they asked Gluckman what he thinks about it, and he's smiling because he knows he can't say anything
Yeah.
because he's an athletic player.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He can't say, but he just shrugs. He says he doesn't know, and he's smiling.
When
and he
they say
leaves.
that they don't know, it's like you know
it
know.
should have been because like how you said this happened before. It's not the first time this happens.
Mm-hmm.
When it happened, when this happened with Dash and Villa, they gave a penalty,
Mhm.
and it can't be. You can't look at the rules and you can't change them. You can't say, oh, you can you. There's a certain point where this can happen and it won't count. For
Yeah.
this rule, it can't be like that.
Yeah.
It's not like an offside where like his toes offside. Like,
Yeah.
Like if it's like that much off.
Yeah,
that,
where you can argue and be
where
like,
you
would
can-
it really affected that him scoring it if like his toe is like his little toenail is this much over? It's like
it wouldn't have done anything.
yeah.
But this rule, you can't do.
Yeah,
that
this
with.
is you can't just let him.
give a handball.
Uh-huh.
You can't do like you already know how that works.
Yeah,
And it's because you hear the whistle, you like there's a whistle, they pass it to you, you do a handball and pass it back.
yeah.
Why would you do that in play?
Mm-hmm.
And-
Let me
Yeah,
ask you though, did they interview the guy who touched the ball?
No,
No.
they didn't.
No, they didn't. Because if you watch it, you
Yeah,
can
no.
tell that he's like, "Oh man, I messed up,"
yeah. He knew.
and he's like, "Oh, let me kick it back."
You
to the
called
goalie."
it. You called it immediately too. You're like, oh, he knows
he
he did
knew.
wrong. It's like when you get caught doing something bad and you just put it away really fast, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, what am I doing? Yeah,
And going back, I remembered
go
what
ahead.
I was gonna say. She's like, "Well, it's not deliberate, right? He didn't mean to do it, but the rules say you can't do it." And this is a person who gets paid to play football, to know the rules
Mm-hmm.
when you can and cannot do certain things. So there shouldn't be anything.
That's his only position. It's not like it's some random player came in off the bench that's never played that position, never played center back. He was in the game the entire time playing center back. He's
Right.
never played another
He knows the
position.
rules.
Yeah, he
And
knows better.
If you ask him off camera and you say, "Hey, did you do it?" and you knew it was wrong
Yeah.
and it should have been a penalty, he'll probably say yes.
Yeah,
In front of a camera, he'll never say yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was what I wanted to throw out there.
and now that we've gone past that a little bit, I read today that Barcelona has actually sent a formal complaint to VAR and the people running the rules in Champions League and was like, look, we need an explanation. We need something to be said that like this needs to be held accountable because we have evidence to show that you've called this before and not like a year ago, a couple games ago, Villa Atalanta. That's the most recent one, but it's not like it's completely new. It's not like a new rule that they added and they're still trying to work out the kinks and trying to figure out, when to call it, when not to call it. This is a thing that's happened multiple times before, and it's always been a penalty. So like
Right.
they're trying to figure out what's going on with that. On top of that, it was pretty funny to see Hansi Flick say, "Oh yeah," I saw after the game he was saying like, "Yeah, thanks VAR," because the VAR team was actually German, and Hansi Flick is German. He's like, "And thanks Germany," which is even funnier because it's like you can't even rely on your own people to get stuff right. Like he's like,
Right.
it's difficult. If it was different, if it was Spain or the guys in the VAR were Spanish or something, but
Right.
yeah.
But didn't you say the referee got banned or something?
Yeah, the referee has been. I'm pretty sure I've heard that he's been banned for the whole season left
hmm
for champions, and
Yeah.
he can't officiate any match anymore.
Yeah. So he's probably on like a leave to they're going to investigate. And
Yeah,
then,
but no, they're not going to investigate
also-
nothing. It's right there.
There's
They
also
know he messed
something-
up.
yeah.
That's the reason he's got banned because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, look, man, you put us in this situation. You didn't
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we have
Now
to
we have
take,
to.
take the
By the
fall
way,
for
this
it.
isn't the first time that referee has done something controversial against
Oof.
Barcelona.
Oh, against Barcelona? It's like
It's
the
not- it's
referee.
not
What's
the
that
first
referee
time.
that you always hate that he
That
he's
you
in
always
your
lose
Chelsea
with.
games and you say you always
Yeah.
lose?
Not Paul Craig. Gosh darn
The
it.
bald guy.
He hasn't refereed my game in so long, but I've
And you're
never
still losing.
won a game with him. Like I've never had it's not Paul, but he's a guy that he does the sideline now. He actually doesn't do the actual in game, the
Decisions?
yeah. He's on the outside now because so many fans, not only Chelsea fans, have been like, this guy, something's up with this guy. He has the record for most yellow cards in a season given out by any Premier League referee, but like so much. So yeah, I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. There's certain refs that just that just want to see your team fall.
And if you look at that, funny you say that he got banned because of multiple times that he's had bad calls against Barcelona. Me and you watching that game and you watch our live reactions, we're like, that was a foul. Like, why isn't he calling
Yeah.
that? Like that exact same yellow on this side.
Yeah,
and he's
Koke
not
was-
calling that.
Like,
Koke
for example,
was
the
crazy.
foul on Gavi
yeah.
that they didn't call should have been a foul.
Mhm.
Then there's also other there's just a bunch of moments where they could have given out yellows for Atleti, which he didn't give.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, and
think
he gave him to Barcelona, but
Yeah.
the exact
he's
same
very
foul he didn't.
I'm pretty sure he hates Barcelona.
Yeah, and Gavi had
to this point. Honestly.
yeah, and Gavi had a couple of fouls that he had one foul and they gave him a straight yellow.
Oh, yeah, and he's
and
like-
we're like, this is my first one. I just came in. You cannot call that. And the play before, it wasn't Griezmann. I think it might have been Koke, but it might have been another player that he's robbing the guy, pulling him, and they doesn't say. And remember, we're like, really, they're not gonna give a yellow for that.
Yeah, every time he was just like, get up.
Yeah, especially for poor Yamal. He was getting a really hard, really, and it could be physical. It's Champions League, okay? I'm not asking for yellows every second,
Yeah, but you gotta call
but
it
you
the
gotta,
same way
you
both
gotta call it
ways.
both ways.
Yeah.
Gotta be fair. But yeah, is there anything you wanted to add?
Oh, what about you? You didn't say nothing about it. You didn't give your take on it.
I'm on the side of what how the game plays out is the way. I'm just kidding. I thought it was if you watched my reaction to the game, a lot of it I like to blame the refs for everything. During games when I'm losing, when my team's losing, I'm like, why are they calling that? I never question my coach. I never question the players. I always mention the refs. Like, how are they not calling these calls? Like, there's yellows being called. I mean, yellows being called that shouldn't be, and there's fouls that are a lot rougher from Atleti's side. And I said it during the pods that we watched, the Atleti game. I was saying that, like, man, Atleti just has their number, and it's because they're getting away with so much physicality that other teams don't get away with against Barcelona because they'll call it, and then they have to be more careful. Atleti is given that free range to be like, well, that's just how they play, and it's like that's not fair. You have to call it both ways. If you're gonna not call it for Barcelona and Atleti is getting called, then that doesn't work. They have to be called the same way, because no matter that they play two different styles of football, you have to call it. The line has to be written down, and you got to do it one way or the other. But I thought that I thought the red card wasn't a red card for Kubarsi, and I thought for sure that the from the goalkeeper to center back to the goalkeeper was an automatic red, well, yellow, second yellow, red, and then a penalty. And for her to say, "Oh, well, it doesn't change the game," that's such a lie because it would have been 1-1 with 10 men on the field.
It
And
changed
the
the
game
game.
probably would have been electric the second half. It
Oh,
would have
yeah.
been even more
Yeah, because you're
physical.
playing 10-10.
Yeah, and it would have been like, wow, like, okay. And people were saying like, oh, well, I don't want my Champions League game to be decided like that. Well, I do because he made a mistake. That's what I don't want to see. I don't want him to get bailed out. Like, he should have to suffer and be punished for that bonehead mistake.
Cool.
It's just like in basketball. Say you have 5 fouls, Jazz, and then you have one flagrant, right? You have one flagrant foul, and then you foul the guy really, really hard, and they're like, oh, well, you just got to give him a regular foul because you don't want to get him ejected. Well, then he has to learn from that. You can't make those mistakes.
You have to learn from the mistakes you
Yeah,
make,
and
especially
you're
in
just
such
bailing
a
him out.
high game.
Yeah.
You can't let anything slide as far as that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
like maybe like call a foul, don't give him a yellow, give him a warning after like 3, and then after that give him a yellow. But for this situation,
yeah,
you
this is
can't-
different. Yeah.
This is different because he's already on the yellow. He's doing.
He should know. He should already
he
be
should
on high
already
alert.
know like how you said he should be on high alert. He should already know that he can't do things.
Yeah,
that
make
could get him
mistakes.
another yellow
Mhm.
and cause a penalty
Mhm.
because his team is winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back, you said, "Oh well, I don't want Champions League to be decided by this red card because it was an accidental handball."
Mhm.
Kubarsi was like, "I'm trying to get out of the way. His foot hit me
Yeah, that's
accidentally.
yeah.
So how do you want the game to be affected in a way where Kubarsi's trying to get out of the way? Like I said, he's not slide tackling the guy.
Mhm.
He's not pulling his shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not say, oh well, let's not decide the game with the red card. Let's just give him a yellow,
Mhm.
give him a free kick. It wasn't if it was inside the box.
Yeah, it's
and he
different,
fell.
yeah.
It's different.
Mhm.
He's 5
But then
yards
It's
there's
not
that
a-
inside the
Liverpool
ball.
game.
The box, huh?
Then there's that Liverpool game where they didn't give anything.
Oh well, yeah, that
Last
was
man.
different.
Last
but
man as well, by the way.
yeah,
Last man, no nothing here. Last man, not in the box.
yeah, but over there they
Penalty.
said no contact, so no penalty. So it's not the same. There's contact here,
There's contact, but it wasn't on purpose. Like, yeah,
right?
we might say that the handball wasn't on purpose, but
That's what I'm saying.
but that's
It-
completely different.
both of them were not on purpose. Why not say let's give Kubarsi a yellow so that he could keep playing the game? Alvarez still scores, but you still have 11 versus 11.
Mhm.
You know, now you have a player that didn't do something on purpose. You gave him a red card, so now his team is down to 10. The other guy should have got a red card. He didn't do it on purpose, but he did it. He should have got a red. We
Mhm.
should have had a 1-1 game if they would have made the penalty, and
Mhm.
now you had a 10-on-10.
Yep.
And like you said, maybe the game would have been electric.
Yeah. Could have been a lot more like, oh wow, like this game is.
Yeah, it could have been like an epic game.
Mm-hmm.
But
10
now
on 10.
it's like, oh,
Yeah, because now it's always going to be. Then they were talking more about this decision than the actual tactics and
right.
the way that they came. It
It would have been like
lineup.
one controversy, another controversy. It
Yeah, evens out.
evens out.
Okay,
and now
you-
you have a game. Whoever
Yeah.
wins, it's
Yeah.
up to you now.
Kurbarsi shouldn't have got the red. Some Barcelona fans say. Athletic said, yeah, they should get it. And the other one, okay, some people think that it should have been a red card, but it got one. So now we're even Steven. So you got one, I got one. Now let's see
let's
who's
wait and
really
see.
who's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So they ruined that game.
yeah, it was really poor officiating. They really need to get a handle on this. We talked about it. This will be the last thing we'll talk about on it. But with me and your dad were saying, hey, maybe I was kind of throwing it out there. There's another YouTube channel that was talking about like, oh, maybe if teams, coaches have a challenge bag and throw it. I was like, well, Ralph, I don't know. I don't think that would work because then it would slow the game down.
But for these situations,
Yeah.
is when you need that.
And your dad was saying, no, it doesn't because they have to go to VAR to
Anyway,
check anything all the time. And sometimes if it's really big, they'll be there for 5-10 minutes looking at the screen, checking everything. So I did agree with your dad saying like it's not going to take up time if you want to get the right answer to certain things. So that was one of the things. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that a little bit more, maybe push that narrative that maybe Champions League, maybe not all leagues get that challenge flag, but maybe start with Champions League and see if it's as successful as we think it could be.
it will be a good solution because there will be some plays where the coach will be like, "Oh, I want to challenge that because this is what happened." They can look at it and be like, "No, sir, you're wrong.
Hmm.
That's your last one. If there's another controversy, you can't throw your flag again."
Yeah, it's done.
So that'll put that in coaches' heads where it's like,
You got to use
I
this
only have
wisely.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is, like you said, it won't take up time. We've seen clear penalties, clear handballs, or a clear push, and they
Go
still
on for hours. As
yeah,
well.
and they still take 5 minutes to look at it.
Hmm.
So it's not going to affect the game, and I think it'll actually help the game.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it should be a good rule. What I want to close out this pod with on my end is I want to call out Christina Uncle,
Hmm.
and you can't tell us we can bend but not break the rules.
Hmm.
You can't decide when it's allowed because she shouldn't be allowed to decide that.
Yeah.
And you got to go by the rules. It doesn't, like I said, it matters because if you root for the team that got screwed, yeah, okay. But if you're the guy that favored
Hmm.
or who got the favorable call,
Hmm.
then you're happy. And
Yeah.
this guy's not. But as an analyst, like you said, as a neutral, you should just go by the rule
Yeah.
and no interpretation.
No
It's
ifs,
the
ands, or
rule.
buts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Black and white.
If you're like you said, Jazz, if your toe is offside, your toe's offside. We've established that.
Mhm.
What did they change? They changed if your hand was out because you can't score with your hand.
Yeah.
So that was a good change.
Yeah.
But if your toe's off, you can score with your toe.
Mhm.
So you're offsides.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
there's no or no interpretation there.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with the handball. It should be no interpretation.
Did you have anything to add, Jazz, about the whole situation?
Just poor refereeing on his point. Not the first time he's done it. Maybe he just doesn't want Barcelona to win.
Yeah.
Then that's it.
Hopefully
Maybe there'll be
we
a
see.
betting scandal.
We have had one. The Liverpool, one of the referees that's been banned for life from the Premier League. He was actually a humongous Liverpool fan, and they found out, and he's been banned for life. And he's also been credited for taking money to sway the game one way or the other. It's pretty crazy.
What about Lucas Paqueta?
Lucas Paqueta too, but that's a little bit different. He wasn't a referee, but
But he was
yeah, the Liverpool situation is kind of similar to this. That maybe this guy should start being investigated a little bit and be like, this is a little iffy. There's a lot of times where you're making these questionable calls, and it doesn't look good on you.
Pretty sure he did this for their PSG game back in 24 where they lost
Mhm.
with the red card as well.
Of course. So at least the crime weapon
I didn't
and
remember that stuff.
yeah. So, but yeah, I think that was a good explanation about the whole situation. What we want to see to get better. I did really like that idea of having the challenge flag and seeing hopefully they start implementing that in Champions League. They're probably not gonna start in all the leagues doing that, but man, it would be great for Champions League to be the first league to start implementing it, because then other leagues would follow and then they would see if it works or not. So
The
Be good.
problem is, who are they going to go to when they throw the flag? Who's going to be the referee got it wrong or
Mhm.
got it right? Who's going to be that guy who decides that?
I know.
Christina Uncle?
It might be, yeah. She might be on call for all these games, which is
Yeah,
really
so-
don't want her in that
It
booth.
could be the manager too. I mean, maybe he talks to the ref directly and tell him what he thinks about it.
Yeah, but that means ultimately the ref is going to decide whether he's wrong,
Yeah,
which he's not going to say he's wrong. So it has to be somebody else, a neutral.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to get that. So for that reason, I don't think that'll work.
yeah. We'll see what it looks like going forward. But yeah, I think that was good to kind of talk about that. And I wanted, maybe the viewers wanted to hear our side of what we thought about it, because we did watch a lot of Barcelona games and Athletic games. So to me, I was a neutral. I like both teams. Same
I
with
like
Ralph
both teams.
and Jazz. So, yeah, going forward, hopefully we can cut down on some of these controversies. But I thought it was a good pod. So, thumbs down.
Sometimes. Not our video, though. But
Thumbs down for the officiating.